The recently released Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness has caused a storm on the internet. Whether you went to watch the first show or caught the spoilers on Twitter, everyone's been talking about this movie, or memeing about it. But do you really know everything about it? Here are all the Easter eggs or things you might have missed in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. First up, allusions to Spider-Man. If you're a true Marvel fan, you've watched Spider-Man No Way Home perhaps multiple times. The movie was a cult favorite and became the 6th highest-grossing movie of all time. Since everyone and their mother has watched the film, these references in Doctor Strange may not be that hard to spot. Before Defender Strange's death, he attempted to kill America Chavez and take her power to travel the multiverse. Claiming that it would be for the greater good, Strange used the same quote and logic as Primary Strange in Spider-Man No Way Home. In the grand calculus of the multiverse, their sacrifice means far more than their deaths. While the MCU's Strange was referring to letting Spider-Man's multiversal foes die, the alternate Defender Strange uses the same logic to justify his attempt to kill America. Spider-Man and the events of Spider-Man No Way Home are also brought up during Doctor Strange and Wong's conversation with America Chavez about the multiverse. This includes a familiar confusion about where exactly his webs shoot out of, resembling Tom Holland's curiosity about Tobey Maguire's organic webs. Next, we have Marvel Comics Deep Cuts. The movie is an absolute treat for longtime Marvel Comics fans. You'll find references to location and characters scattered here and there throughout the film, but only a few will be able to identify all of them. Here are a few that we could pick up on. A major chunk of the film's climax takes place at Mount Wundagore, a menacing place where the spells inside the Darkhold were originally carved into the walls. In the comics, Wundagore is actually Wanda's birthplace, so it's not surprising that the movie version of the mountain also seems to be a place built to worship the Scarlet Witch. The creatures that guard the mountain are unique in appearance, but play a role similar to the comics Knights of Wundagore. We also learn about incursions in this movie, a calamitous event when two realities slam into each other, destroying both. Incursions have been a plot point on the page in both New Avengers and Secret Wars storylines. We also got the first MCU mention of Strange's sister, Donna, who in the comics drowns when she cramps up while swimming. In the film, this is slightly changed, as it's explained she fell through a frozen lake and got trapped under the ice. Now, for familiar faces in the Illuminati. The various trailers and promotional materials for Multiverse of Madness have been steadily teasing this movie's version of the Illuminati, a group of Marvel superheroes who work behind the scenes to help keep world order. The film reveals that the MCU Illuminati are a small group of heroes from Earth 838, one of the parallel universes Steven visits during the film. Intent on protecting their world, the Illuminati feature their universe's best and brightest. Among their roster are alternate versions of 5 Marvel characters whose faces we recognize. Our personal favorite among these are the Office star John Krasinski, who plays a brand new MCU version of the Fantastic Four's Reed Richards. Jim Halpert as a Marvel superhero turned supervillain? Yes, please. Other familiar faces include Doctor Strange's friend turned nemesis Carl Mordo, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Captain Carter, Haley Atwell, the 838 variant of Peggy Carter, who, much like her What If counterpart, ended up receiving the super soldier serum instead of Steve Rogers, Black Bolt, Anson Mount, the Attilan ruler with a voice that can literally kill, who last appeared on the ill-fated Marvel TV series Inhumans, Maria Rambeau, Lashana Lynch, Carol Danvers' BFF, who became Captain Marvel in this world, and Professor Charles Xavier, Patrick Stewart, the telepathic leader of Fox's X-Men movies. Next, reading is key. There are 2 different books that play an important role in the film's plot. The first is The Darkhold, a powerful tome written by the elder god Chthon, who gets name-dropped in the movie, that is full of dark magic spells and can corrupt the mind of the sorcerer or witch who dares to use it. In the comics, the Darkhold has been a highly coveted mystical artifact since Marvel first introduced it way back in 1972. It made its first live-action appearance in Marvel TV's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., where its power was used to craft an elaborate virtual reality. It then showed up as a plot point on The Runaways, a Marvel TV series that streams on Hulu. Your mileage may vary on whether those things count as MCU canon. Regardless, the books next showed up in Agatha Harkness's lair at the end of WandaVision, but Wanda absconded with it at the end of the series and uses it in Multiverse of Madness to attempt to reunite with her children. The movie also features the Book of Vishanti, another book with a long comic history dating back to the 1960s that is the white magic counterpart to the Darkhold. And now for America's sexuality. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness introduces us to America Chavez, who can travel the multiverse. If you look closely on America's signature jean jacket, you can spot a star, which represents the star-shaped portal she creates, an LGBTQ+ pride pin, which is a nod to her mom's. America herself herself is depicted as lesbian in the comics, making her the first LGBTQ+ character in the comics. Marvel has been making moves to be more inclusive, incorporating a diverse cast and characters following the backlash regarding these issues. Movies like Black Panther and Captain Marvel reflect this move toward diversity, depicting minorities in key roles. A similar stance seems to be taken in the depiction of America, who is a queer woman of color. However, MCU took 2 steps forward and 1 step back with her character, as they chose not to focus on this aspect of America's identity in Doctor Strange, and we only get hints of it in the form of Easter eggs. Now, name that tune. There are a couple of brief but hard-to-miss musical callbacks in Multiverse of Madness. During an early scene featuring Wanda and her children, Billy and Tommy, the motif that recurs throughout WandaVision's various theme songs makes an appearance. Captain Carter's arrival is accompanied by a variation of Alan Silvestri's original Captain America theme, and when Professor Charles Xavier first enters the Illuminati chambers in his hover chair, it's not the X-Men movie theme that plays on the soundtrack, but rather the iconic theme song from the animated X-Men TV series. The movie is really testing your ability to recall events in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and if you're a true Marvel fan, will have you excited with one reference or another at every turn, be it casual name-dropping or theme songs. Bet you want to rewatch the movie now, don't you? Moving on, Sam Raimi's old pal shows up. Not every Sam Raimi movie features a cameo from his Evil Dead leading man, Bruce Campbell, but most of them do. And since he has so memorably cameoed in all 3 of Raimi's Spider-Man movies, most expected him to show up again here. Those people will not go home disappointed, as Campbell plays Pizza Papa, a sidewalk food vendor in Earth 838. Instead of pizza slices, Pizza Papa sells pizza balls. It's an Earth 838 thing, and soon learns you don't heckle a former Sorcerer Supreme. Strange puts a hex on him, which leads to Campbell punching himself in the face, a gag that recalls a similar fight Campbell had with his own hand in Evil Dead 2 and extends all the way to the film's second post-credit scene. Also showing up in Multiverse of Madness is the classic, Raimi's yellow 1973 Oldsmobile Delta that first turned up on screen in the original Evil Dead and has made a cameo appearance in nearly every Raimi movie since. You can spot it floating in the air when Strange and Christine visit the dark, incursion-afflicted universe. Finally, yet another Spider-Man reference. During the film, Doctor Strange visits 2 other alternate universes, Earth 838, where the Illuminati protect the people and red light means go, and another darker reality where an incursion has left the place in apocalyptic limbo. Strange asks who did this, but the answer never comes. We also learned that those who track the multiverse have the MCU's Earth labeled as Earth 616, which is also the designation of Prime Earth and the main continuity from Marvel Comics. If you're wondering where you've heard this before, it's because in Spider-Man Far From Home, Mysterio, Jake Gyllenhaal, also identifies the Earth of the MCU as Earth 616. But the funny part is Mysterio was just completely making stuff up at the time, so what are the odds that he actually got it right? That's a wrap for this video. How many of these Easter eggs did you notice while watching the film? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.